Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry. I'm a blue dot in a red state utilizing Tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times we've got going on here in the United States. So thank you for joining me and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be that Tesla has put out, supposedly it's being reported, that Tesla has put out a inquiry for a new CEO. Could it be that they have finally tired of having Elon Musk there at the helm? So what I want to look at is, that. Is he going to be leaving, getting fired, whatever, from Tesla? But then I kind of looked at that and was like, oh, what? On the other hand, what if he has more time now to spend with DOGE? So, that could be a double-edged sword there. So it's kind of like, be careful what you wish for. But what I want to do is base reading of, is he going to be replaced? And then just kind of, we'll go from there. Okay, as always, these are for entertainment purposes only. And we're just going to hop right into this today. And I'm just asking about Elon Musk's future with Tesla. They have put out that, help wanted ad. New CEO for Tesla. Is that going to be, his future at Tesla? Okay, I'm pretty sure I said for entertainment purposes only. I just want to make sure I get that out there. Okay, so, it's like you get this, the message is out. We need a new person in charge, the messaging here. With that, the challenge is who's going to want to take this over? Oh my goodness. Excuse me. So, we need a new CEO and the Chariot, car company, but who is going to take this on? Okay. Our options, he has done so much damage to this brand that, can they right that ship? Can they, can Tesla be saved? Okay. That's what they're trying. They want to try to save Tesla. And the past experiences are, they've dealt with Elon before. They've done this stuff before with him. Let me rephrase that. They have dealt with his, seemingly erratic behavior before, but have they ever gone as far as wanting to out him as CEO? I don't know that they have. So this is taking on a very different feel to it. It's almost like, okay, this was the line too far. Our sales down, what was it, 71%, is that's a line too far. And the shareholders are there needs to be somebody else in charge here. So yeah, this is, he has crossed the line. Okay. The recent influences are all that he did there at DOGE. This is he went in, he had choices. He could have, stayed in his lane, worked on his, government contracts with, SpaceX and, Tesla, what else, Starlink, whatever, he's got going on. He could have done that, but he chose not to. Instead, he chose to use his influence, and I'm not going to say he probably has some expertise in that digital world, but he's got other people doing the dirty work for him. So he could have, stayed over there, but instead he used all of that. I'm going to use the word expertise, but I'm going to use it very loosely, to try to destroy our country. And so that, once again, it was, and then the way that has, splashed up on Tesla is they're yeah, he's got to go. And the outcome, they see that they can't weather this storm. Okay, that's going to be real interesting to see what happens in the second quarter if they can't get him out and replace him, because this is troubled waters. The people he has alienated the people that care for the environment who would buy his cars. And they're going to be relying on MAGA here, red hats, to be able to buy his cars. And they're not. Even they are turning their back on him. So, yeah, I would say, let's see here. Are they going to find somebody? This could also be, the potential is they've narrowed it down to 2 people. you know, to replace him. So let's just see. Are they going to be replacing him? This Two of Pentacles. Is this going to be, they've got two choices? And it could be either replace him or, you know, they're out of business. You know, this is, I almost get this feeling like this is like a last-ditch effort. You know, we're going to try to replace him to save our company. But, it, you know, it's like, it's too little too late. Okay, with that. And with that, trying to move this in a new direction, trying to hold on with what, you know, whatever equity they have, whatever sales they have, whatever profit they have, they're trying to hold on to the company and make it profitable, you know, even more profitable in the future. But yeah, I think this is not showing he's going to be, so let's just say, when will he be leaving? Hopes and dreams, betrayal, and I'm sure he would feel betrayed, and very passionate about, you know, his role in this, in the future. Like, this is his, like, he sees this is his baby, and this is also where his money is tied up. I mean, if you look at, his money is tied up in Tesla. And so this could be like that betrayal and with the money. So, yeah, that's, I don't know that they're going to be replacing him in the second quarter. There wasn't anything coming up that said, like, this is an immediate righting of the ship. I know he said he was going to step back from DOGE to try to, you know, help Tesla. I'm sure that that's not the kind of help that they're wanting from him. So that was, yeah, that was real interesting. So yes, they've got, that reporting is correct. According to this reading, is that they're searching for a new CEO. I don't think that that's going to happen in the second quarter, but expect those. I think that when those second quarter numbers come out, it's going to be like even more evident. And I get like, it's kind of coming down to, we either get rid of him or we don't have a company. That's where it's at. And so even Elon, you know, it's like, if there's no company and that's what your money's tied up in, I wonder if he's going to walk away just to save that. Because holding on to his money is actually more important than his ego. I mean, he's got a big ego, but when it comes right down, like if you give him the choice of, you either get to keep your money or not, I'm curious about if that's going to be what makes him, you know, finally step away from, if he's going to go willingly. Let's ask that. Is he going to willingly or unwillingly be removed? Willing or unwilling to leave Tesla? Okay. With that, willing, he's achieved all he can there at Tesla. This is the card of, this is the last card in the major arcana, and this is the I've arrived card. This is, you know, you've completed your destiny, you've done all there is to do, your journey is now completed, okay? And I was asking, is he going to leave willingly or unwillingly? So this is telling me, at this point, it doesn't really matter, but it's for his money. It's to say he's going to try this last-ditch effort to save the company. So I think that this is more, and, you know, he's expected to be like, this was his choice. You know, he'll word it somehow to make it sound like that. But yeah, they're wanting him gone. I don't know that it's not willingly in that he would absolutely choose to stay there. But he sees that his company, that company is going to go under. That's his options are, you either leave or the company goes under. Okay. And the past experiences, you know, he's still got the government contracts, but if when the Democrats get in charge, those government contracts go away. I would expect that to be, you know, self-evident to him. So it may even be like he's going to ride that government gravy train for as long as he can and smash and grab. This is going to be recent influences was, you know, he automatically got, you know, no bid contracts because what was he canceling contracts, and then he took some of the contract, whatever that was that, you know, worked out that way. This is saying that in the recent past, he was just going in and taking everything he could from the government. This is also influencing why Tesla is going under, why people don't like you, Elon. And the Justice card. I wonder, that's interesting. I wonder if he's going to be facing some court battles. Yeah, this is, he may have to leave because if there's a change in the government, if the Democrats are in charge, he's going to have his hands full. Okay, so the Justice card, is he going to be going to jail? Is he going to be going to jail? If the Democrats get in charge, there's going to be absolute investigations into him, looking into what he's done, and but it's going to take a little while for that to happen. This isn't going to be something. This is also like uncovering, like state of suspension, waiting, and that we definitely are waiting to hear more. So yeah, I think that he's going to. Yeah, I think he's going to be held accountable for what he's done to our government. And so that's kind of separate from the Tesla wants to replace him to save the company. Elon will eventually get there to where he values his money more than he does, any company. So he's going to be riding that gravy train, the government gravy train, for as long as he can. But as soon as the Democrats get in charge, he knows that justice card came up. So he will be brought to justice, and that gravy train stops, especially if he's the one that's if he's still at SpaceX, if he's still at, Tesla, all of that stuff that they've got, those contracts, they will be renegotiated. Let's put it that way. So, where am I on that? One more thing that I want to look at, and it's related to Elon, so I feel like I can kind of put that in this reading, is there was a reporting from Wired, and because everybody's like, why does he want why is he doing this? And all of this data. And it's now being reported that it's to create one giant database of all of our information so that they can get information about any one person at any one point. It's like a way for them to create dossiers on every one of us. Okay, now if that isn't some USSR shit right there, oh my. And also, MAGA, you have been like, oh, the overreaching of the government, and we shall, they're not gonna, everything that you have been warned about and that you've been screaming about is actually happening right now, and yet you're giving it a pass because it has an R next to it. Okay, so anyway, so this is, it was being reported that they have gained access to untold terabytes of data to create a single database. So I just want to look at that. Is that going to continue? Is that going to be put to a stop? Is that what our future is now going to be? That our government now has, they could put in a social security number and get whatever access to anything that they want to know about you, down to, whether you're a registered Republican, Democrat, or Independent. And so if looking in those articles, each agency kind of silos that information so it can't be easily accessed across the agencies. But now they're making it, they want to, create this central database. So kind of like as part 2 of this reading is going to be, I just want to look into this database that DOGE is creating. And for easy, it's a one-stop shop, easy, searchable place for any individual. This database, just the energy around that database, what's going to be going on with that? What do we need to know? What do we need to know about this database? And that's why they've taken our data. That's what they wanted to achieve. I mean, this is achievement. They've got the data. They're now putting it into. There's also concerns about that. What is it? The AI plant that he's got, I think, in Tennessee. So, is that where our data's going? You know, could be. Is it at Russia? Maybe. We don't know, and that's the problem. That is what the problem is that we don't know. I mean, the number of laws that this has violated. I mean, I can't even imagine. So the challenge is Musk. Okay. Anytime I read on Musk, this card right here, King of Pentacles, this is the person with money. So if I'm reading about the government and Congress, this is going to be my Congress card because of the money. When I'm asking about DOGE, this is Elon Musk, and it's the man with money. Okay. So that's the challenge to this database is that it's Elon Musk that's got a hold of it. Okay. It's not our government. You know, we've got nefarious actors involved here with our personal data in a very easy searchable database. This no good is going to come from this. I mean, this is like our data it's being used for nefarious reasons. Okay. And then our past experience is in the past, Elon, you know, he was like this great guy. I remember, you know, the first astronauts that we had sent to the International Space Station. What was it like? Bob and Doug, was that their names? And, you know, the national pride, it was like one of those moments where, you know, the United States came together as a country, which is so rare nowadays. And, I mean, it was really cool. And now it's like he's ruined that. Any goodwill that he had is gone because now he uses, you know, his, whatever good he could have created, he's now created the opposite. Okay. He's now gone from national hero to national pariah. I mean, it's really just that, you know, that shift right here. So our recent influences, the bickering and the fighting. And what I'm feeling is, like with this is, you have no idea how much more there is. That was, as soon as I saw that was my first, because it's like, these are little battles. And it's like, but it feels like it should be so much more. Like, just wait. Like, you've only heard the tip of the iceberg of what they've done. Well, that's a bit terrifying. Oh my God. Okay, well. Going on, and the potential, the outcome is just the anxiety and the stress that this is causing. This could also be, this is a card of anxiety and stress. In my other deck, the Morgan Greer deck, it shows the person there with their hands tied. So this could also be the restrictions. I'm hoping those restrictions are put on him. I hope this is his anxiety and stress over what he's done. But I think this is just everybody's anxiety and stress over how is this going to be used. And no good. There's no good that's going to be coming out of this. So I want to know, is this going to be stopped before it can actually be implemented? And we'll just do 3 cards. I just want to do 3 cards on that. Is this going to be stopped before it's implemented for, you know, nefarious reasons? Okay, stop. Drunk on power, you know, the Mad King Don, drunk on power, and restrictions. So, yeah, I think that it's almost like when Trump is removed, and I'm going to say that, you know, he is going to at some point be removed, that this comes to a stop. Because I was asking, you know, will it come to a stop? And the answer is Mad King Don is drunk on power and this restrictions. So yeah, I think it's going to be put to a stop, and it's related to whenever I really think it's going to be whenever he's removed. Okay. So, yeah, I just want to do that real quick. I wanted to do that real quick check in there with that DOGE reporting on that database. And then whenever I saw that Tesla was looking for a new CEO, I thought, well, you know, I'll group those together and ask kind of those 2, you know, shorter questions into the one reading. So this reading was going to be, you know, about Elon. So being replaced at Tesla, yes, I think that he will eventually go along with it because money means more to him than even that company. And that company means something to him because of the money involved in it. And if that company isn't there, he doesn't have the money, that kind of thing. And I think that at some point somebody will be able to, you know, talk sense into him with that. I also think that he's going to have bigger legal issues coming up, you know, down the road. I wanted to look at that DOGE, and yeah, I mean, they're creating that database. I think it's going to be stopped before it's used for really nefarious reasons. Now, what's the fallout going to be? The reporting that from the whistleblowers is that there's been backdoors left wide open for Russia. So, I will be interested in seeing more about that as we get hopefully more whistleblowers. And I think we will. I think we absolutely will be getting more whistleblowers in these next 100 days. So thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Check out some of my other videos and subscribe, and be sure to like this video. It helps, as I'm growing this channel. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, watch more videos, subscribe, like, all of that fun stuff, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a great day.